Okay, so we're going to start doing a little bit of writing. And this is one of the hardest things for kids. But what's cool is that when we're reading stories or writing stories, our pictures give a lot of information. Okay? And the more details you have in your picture, the more your reader is going to understand without even having to read your words. So today we're going to practice drawing a picture with details and labeling it. And that's it. I'm going to model one, and you're going to have the opportunity to do one for me. And then, our next step would be practicing using our sight words and our letter sounds to write about our picture. But for right now, I just want to draw and label a really good picture. So in order to do that, I want you to think about something that has happened since you've been home from school. We've been home for a month now, so it could be anything. It could be about something you ate for dinner, something you played with your pet, going for a walk outside, playing Pokemon Go, going fishing, going hiking, watching your tablet, helping somebody cook, um, taking a bubble bath. Could be anything. So I think that I want to draw a picture about going fishing with my family at Black Rock State Park in Thomaston. And so I'm a little overwhelmed trying to think about how I'm going to draw everything, but I'm going to start just by drawing where I was. So I'm making a picture in my mind of what I saw, and I saw that I was on a big lake, and around the lake was just grass, right? So if I was coloring this, I could color that green. And over here was the parking lot. And there weren't really very many people there, which was good. Okay. And then I was on the side of the lake, and I had a chair. I'm going to draw my chair. And I was there with Mr. Costa. And when I draw him, he's going to be the biggest one in our family because he is the biggest one. And I'm only going to give him a little bit of hair on top because he's a little bit bald. And he was happy because we were fishing. And then I'm going to draw me. Notice I'm giving myself legs and shoes and hands, lots of details. This is me. And you guys wouldn't recognize me without my bun on top of my head. And then Hunter came along, and Chase, and I'll give them faces in a second. Chase is a little bit smaller than Hunter, and then baby Owen. Okay, so already you guys know who was there. Their hair was a little bit messy because we were just going fishing. Now, it's okay if your picture is not perfect. Certainly my picture is not perfect, okay? But there was a specific part of fishing that I wanted to tell you about. So Mr. Costa actually caught a fish. So in his hand, I'm going to draw his fishing pole going into the water. And I'll put a little hook on it, and then biting onto the hook was a fish. Okay? Now what was funny was when Mr. Costa caught the fish, none of the kids were paying attention. And you know why? They had gotten bored and they were being loud, so they had our phones. This is my phone. Okay? And they were playing Pokemon Go in the grass. And so we had to call them down to come see the fish. So they, you know what they were thinking about? They were just thinking about their Pokeballs. Okay? And I was so excited because we had a fish, and we reeled it in and then we threw it back. Do you see how my picture helped me to tell my story? Okay, I was able to tell you who, the characters, Mr. Costa, Mrs. Costa, Hunter, Chase, Owen. I was able to tell you the setting, the where. We were at the pond, and there was a parking lot and grass. I was able to tell you what happened. We caught a fish, and I was even able to add some details about how my boys were playing Pokemon Go and not paying any attention. So already I added lots of details to my picture that helped me tell my story. Now, the next best thing you can do is label your picture. Now, you do not have to label every little thing, but it's important to label the most important parts. So I would want somebody to know that this was a fish. So I'm going to do my best to write the sounds I hear in fish. I hear a letter F. And for you, that might be all you can do right now, is write that beginning sound, and that's okay. If you've practiced a little bit more, you might say, okay, itch, fish. That's a digraph. Where have I said that? Like she, sh. That's an SH. Okay. I could label the people. I know how to spell their names because they're my kids. Hunter, Chase, Owen. And I'm writing them where I have room and then drawing arrows to them. I might label Mr. Costa too, and me. Okay. If I wanted to keep going, I could label my phone. I could label the Pokeball. I could label the water, the parking lot, the grass. I don't have to, because somebody who looked at my picture would know, oh, Mrs. Costa must have gone fishing with her family, and the boys were on the phone, and Mr. Costa caught a fish. And they would be able to already start making sense of my story. You are going to choose if you want to use the drawing tool in Seesaw, or if you want to just do this on a piece of paper and take a picture of it. That is completely up to you. But I want you to send me a picture with as many details as you can do of something that you did, or something that happened to you, or something that you were thinking about since we have been in school last. All right? I will give you feedback once I see it.